As of right now, today, we're talking about driver pay. One of the big questions I get is what's the pay, right? When we're thinking about how we are paying our drivers, how other companies should be paying their drivers. Guys, welcome back to learning more about trucking, learning more about logistics throughout the United States, domestic transportation. I'm Andrew. I'm the president of GH Logistics and the owner of AJG Transport and a few other companies here throughout Texas. And I wanted to elaborate on a few questions that I've seen so far in our groups. We've created a mastermind with AJG Transport, and we're looking forward to continuing to growth and build like-minded individuals who are focused on developing themselves in some asset-based companies. A lot of times you're going to see people touting the grind of tech stocks or crypto trading, etc. I'm all about bare bones, what you're going to do with your hands, how you can get into an industry that is going to, one, test you to no end, two, be as least gratifying as possible at times, and three, build you to be a great entrepreneur and someone who has the hustle mentality to truly be successful, as this industry has made millionaires. I will say, I only speak for Texas. Every single niche market has its own specific range that they go about. My focus is to have drivers on a consistent basis make an exact amount of money. If I see something where, if I see that they're a local driver, for example, I make sure that I'm paying those local drivers at a daily rate versus a specific hourly rate. If I'm thinking that I'm paying a solo driver or a regional driver a certain amount, and I'm seeing that there are consistently 10-hour breaks or in an unorthodox fashion to where they're unable to complete a trip and get home, then they're still paid for that extra day. Have these fixed costs in mind regarding what a driver should be making, because at the end of the day, you're trying to allow that time, or you're trying to fixate on that time that they are out and maximize the efficiency of that. And that's your responsibility as the company owner, as the operations and supply chain manager. Thus, it also motivates you to ensure that you have a consistent and dedicated route that'll go from San Antonio out straight to, say, Nashville, Tennessee, back to Dallas, Texas, and so on and so forth. And then you're focused on pushing a consistency basis versus you can make as high as possible amount basis, because that highest possible amount is shooting for the dream. And in general, I want people who want to stay consistent, feed their families, and of course be fair with me. For team drivers, it's the same thing. I specialize in teams. So with teams, you're looking at those drivers making roughly around 70 cents a mile, and from those 70 cents, they're doing dedicated routes. Those dedicated routes are round trips. Those dedicated routes can be drop and hook at times, or they could receive it from another driver who's shuttling over to them. That type of freight is easier for them to make the highest point of money because they're not waiting around at all. There's no extra day where they're stopping. And if they are, they can request, hey, I'm stopping when I probably should be driving. Can we have a conversation about it? Sure, we can figure that out. However, of course, if we were told in the beginning kind of how this process is going, some of them I pay even higher just because I assume that there is some stoppage time. Then you'll see that there's a difference. And so we also have stuff that pays closer to 60 cents per mile, because the ease amount of work in regards to how easy the loads are. Say, for example, if you're just driving up, you're driving back, you're driving up, you're driving back, and you're barely stopping maybe 2 to 3 times to either put fuel or to get on a dock, unload and reload on the same dock, and then come straight back. The essence is, if it's more complicated, if it's more niched, you should be compensated for the additional service. And everybody sees that as fair. As we have conversations, everything is in writing with us. Make sure that you do that as you're a trucking company owner. We do have special situations. We have DEFCONs where we'll have a truck break down and we need another team to recover for them, and we'll tell that recovery team, hey, we're going to pay you for it. Head over there. I understand it's an addition to time. However, we'll make it happen. And that's where the loyalty builds from. You have that camaraderie, and then you have people who are helping you solve problems, and they feel like they're making an impact as a driver. You're thinking about the opportunities as well when it comes to the amount of the opportunity cost as well when it comes to the valued amount of your time. Anybody can allow you to go in, or anybody can go ahead and offer 85 cents a mile to a solo whenever you're hitting 1,500 miles a week, and all of a sudden you're seeing not as much of a difference in regards to your pay. Anybody can offer 65 cents per mile and then try and run you ragged. So you have to figure out the key sweet spots in between an opportunity here and there. And then it also depends on you as a driver, who, if you have that level of concern, experience, and the initiative in order to be somebody who can invest in the truck, treat it like their own, and of course, be dependable. These are the things that we take into account whenever we are doing driver recruitment. And we have a great marketing funnel that has assisted us to get a lot of different reviews and personalities from different locations. And we've also found people who become invested and stay here for years. So how do we do that? What type of things are we looking for, and what things do we offer in order to give drivers a chance to pair up with us on a great opportunity? Number one, we're picking a niche. So first off, I'm going to talk to all of the trucking owners. I'm going to talk to the company owners, the recruiters. How are you getting those drivers? And everybody's conversation is different. Everybody's opinion is different. I've had some great conversations with a few great recruiters who have been in the business for years, and it all depends on what type of driver that you're looking for. Of course, everybody's looking for the greatest possible driver, and also what type of work they're doing. So you have your local drivers that you can definitely have your pick of the litter in a way, because it's a better opportunity for someone to stay at home. You do have your OTR team truck driver positions where they're few and far between, and you got to find a specific type of person who also can take care of your truck on the road to of course come in and make themselves money, and of course make your company money. For us as trucking company owners, we have to be, one, as transparent as possible. Whenever I look at something, I'm trying to give all the information of what you should expect, what the worst case scenario is, and the base case scenario is. I never shoot for the stars when it comes to this stuff, because I'm mainly focused on giving my drivers the opportunity to stay consistent for a long period of time. I'm always going to give them the salary that they should expect over an elongated amount of time. Now I will tell them, hey, I have a shutdown week during Christmas. I'm just letting you know. I don't have any work during Christmas. We stay home. You'll go home during Christmas. And of course, we do have another couple days where we have federal holidays off, stuff like that. That's where some drivers will like that. Some drivers won't. Then also, I'm being transparent in regards to the truck and what type of opportunity that they truly have. And if you have been in a truck yourself and you're a driver recruiter, or you're in a trucking company owner, you have to know that when they're on the road, that's their home. You can't find a great driver who is going to be put in a 2005 Freightliner Cascadia that has 900,000 miles on it. You're just not going to find it. So it's paying for that type of service and paying for that type of candidate. However, being taken care of on the back end and somebody taking care of your asset. That's the type of mentality that you need to have moving forward as a trucking company owner, to try and bring in those guys and be transparent and give them the opportunity to say, long term, let me incentivize you in a way that's going to motivate you to work well and do your job, but also go above and beyond. Because the initiative that I have from some of my drivers, and the loyalty as well, has created such a great environment for my team that it allows us to really make adjustments on the dime. However, I know that I got to pay for it. I already understand that that's the game. As a trucking company, you should as well. And so, for drivers, what are you looking for in a trucking company? A lot of times, drivers are looking at what? The dream. They want to see $1 a mile for two drivers, 50 cents, 50 cents. They want to see a solo driver running 90 cents. And of course, you have your commenter, comment warrior, older truck driver who's had an opportunity, golden opportunity that still stayed the same. I've been working 9 to 5 and I've been making $125,000 a year for the past 12 years. And you can't find an opportunity like that anymore. Of course, are they out there? Maybe. Are they specialized? Probably. So it makes more sense to become a more qualified driver. There's definitely the trucking companies that will sell you that dream. Of course, if they're just going to throw you in a truck and get you going, then you have to be wary of that. But then again, some of you might not have the type of experience that allows you to have those choices. So as you're coming in as a new driver, there's some sacrifices that you're going to have to make initially in order to make a great opportunity happen. Or there are several companies that partner with trucking schools that have an opportunity in hand if you sign a contract. Those are the things that you have to be wary of beforehand. Come up with the opportunity, call around to your local trucking companies. You never know what type of opportunities arise with people's insurances changing annually, and you may be able to find an opportunity for yourself locally. However, I will say they're always out there in the Northwest. The Pacific Northwest has those opportunities, and they'll hand them to you as truck drivers. But of course, we call that paying your dues. If you are an experienced driver and you have a pick of the litter in a way, you have guys calling you all the time trying to figure out if you want to switch truck drivers, because everybody, it seems, needs truck drivers, and they're trying to be as independent and marketable as possible. My recommendation is always to stay as specialized as possible, because you're then allowed to have more opportunity. At the same time, I know location is definitely a big factor for drivers, as well as the pay. But I always state to focus on what's consistent and ask that question, what am I consistently getting? In a bad case scenario, of course, think about all the black swan events, the chaotic events that are coming your way. How do you take care of us as drivers? Us, for example, if a truck breaks down, God forbid, that driver is going to be towed accordingly, and then that driver is not going to, the team, or mainly we specialize in teams, is not going to sit there. We have to fly them back as fast as possible. We Uber them, get all their stuff, fly them back. We'll find the truck eventually whenever it's repaired, and then they either head home or they get on another truck, and we of course compensate them for their time. Why? Because it's an act of God. They have bills to pay. It's a cost of doing business for me, and we know that in the future, that type of loyalty or that type of action builds loyalty. I just wanted to give some more thoughts in regards to what truck drivers should be looking for, what trucking companies I hope are offering, what I'm trying to offer and be transparent about. That loyalty starts to give me less headache and have drivers who are a lot more compliant, a lot safer, treat my equipment with extreme care, and then of course allow me to make transitions. If I need them to make an extra pickup, if I need them to do additional things, there's no problem there because they know that they're going to get taken care of. If you learned anything here, I do have a mastermind. Feel free to shoot a comment, shoot a DM as well to AJG Transport on Instagram, or like and subscribe. We're going to continue to have great content regarding logistics, regarding trucking, regarding investments, regarding real estate, you name it. We're going to have some great conversations as well regarding personal development as a leader, as a business owner. And so we look forward to hearing from you. And again, I'll see you guys on the next one.